Ciao everybody, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone live show. Today is Saturday, July 23rd, 2022. My name is Julian Gennady. Thank you all for tuning in. What we're doing today is a little aftermath of what happened last night at Juventus and Chivas Guadalajara. We're going to run through some stuff there, what Max Allegri had to say. And as always, we're going to have to do some hot takes because people watch 45 minutes of one player against a B-rated Mexican side and they lose their absolute minds over some young players. And I will quickly justify my position on everything, as always. You may not agree, you may disagree. That's the beauty of it. Let me know in the comment section when you guys have something to say, and I will address it. And then we'll probably do this for 20-25 minutes, and then we'll get it back into Mercato stuff and the rest of the tour. So before anything else, like the video. If we get to 69 likes, Nicolo Zaniolo will join Juventus. I think that is the new target we're going for. We did it with Bremer for 69 likes. So let's do it for Nicolo Zaniolo. Okay. Let's get into Max Allegri's first quote here after or post game. Hello, Sonny, one of our members. How's it going? So Max Allegri did his post-game press conference after the Chivas game last night, and he said on JTV, "A good test. The team also worked hard in Torino these days, and you can see the results. The game was well played, and at times even with good pace, both in the first half and second half." Okay, sure. What else is he going to say? It was the first 90 minutes of the season, again, against a B-rated Mexican side. They're 12th in their league. They've already played some games in their season. They played 4 or 5 already. And now, this our first 90 minutes of the season. Well, 45, because nobody played more than 45 minutes. So it was more of a test for the fitness in terms of our perspective. Did we see any passages of play? No, not really. The first half was pass to Di Maria and hope he creates something. The second half was a poop show, to be honest. It wasn't great. There's a lot of young players, mind you, so I understand that. And then the Chivas also put in most of their better players for the second half. So you could see we did get outshot in the game. We got outshot 8-6, and I'm not trying to say anything out of this world, but It's looked like a continuation from last year. Di Maria tried to create a lot. You can see how he's just a step above everyone. Well, him and Pogba. But like in the attacking third, Di Maria is just a step above everyone else. I want to see him and Dusan Vlahovic play together. I want to see Chiesa finally fit and ready. Oh, and Boo wants to see that too. Boo, oh, shush. So yeah, we need some attacking patterns to happen, and I need to see that in preseason. I would have thought we would have seen like just a little hint of it in this game last night, but we didn't see much. Again, first 45 minutes, only 10 days of preseason. What can you expect? There were some flops, and we'll get into those after. If you watched the game last night, so there's 22 people in here, let me know your flops. I know we did this during the little bit of post-match reaction after the watch-along. But let me know your flops, because I think it's pretty obvious who the tops were. It was Di Maria. It was kind of like Fagioli was good. Rovella was good, and we'll get into them after. But who are the flops, in your opinion? So we'll go on. Raven, I think, hit the nail on the head. Pogba had a good performance. There are some aspects to work on. He will be one of the symbols of this team. Absolutely. He has to be. You brought him in for that exact reason. You could, again, when we talk about Di Maria in the attacking third, we have to talk about Pogba in the neutral and the defensive and attacking third, all around the pitch. He's just got something else about him. His touch is perfect. Like, it's always good. His sense on the ball, his awareness around the ball. Individually, he was fine yesterday. Collectively, and again, I know it's the first game of the season, but there were a lot of holes in the first half in midfield. There were a lot of holes. There's space in behind. And at some points, we had all three central midfielders on the left side of the pitch. So the spacing, and I harp on this a lot, the spacing was not there. Again, I get it, first 45 minutes together, playing together. But that needs to get improved on. And Paul Pogba was a big part of that. He's a big part of that. He's the main central midfielder now. So we got to see what's going on if that improves. But again, I 100% agree with Allegri, and I think everyone else agrees with him as well. Pogba had a good performance. There are some aspects to work on. He will be one of the symbols. He has to be the symbol. He has to be. That's it. I think he makes the most amount of money on this team now. He's the highest earner, so he better be. And then finally, we'll get into the talk about the young kid. Oh, I'm not even going to say young kids because realistically, is 24 years old young? No. Like, okay. On the grand scheme of things, yes. In a footballing career, 24 is not young. And I think Fagioli's almost 22 now. So these guys aren't like the he's 21. These guys aren't the young prospects. These guys aren't 18, 19 coming in. These guys are starting to age and get to the age where it's either make or break. So Allegri says, I liked Fagioli and Gatti, who is good in the movement of the first goal, although he obviously still has to learn some defensive mechanisms. Fine. Kind of weird to just pinpoint the movement on the corner when we scored our first goal from De Grazia, Gatti at the post. Weird comment, but he's right. Federico Gatti's not played... Okay, sorry. Now he's played 1.5 top flight games. And yesterday, top flight is pushing it. But he's played with a top flight team in 1.5 games. Italy and half a game for Juventus. He's not conceded a goal, or he's not been on the pitch to concede a goal. So, good for him. But he has to learn really quickly, to be honest, better defensive structure. And it didn't help that he played with Danilo. Mind you, it did not help that he played with Danilo, who's not a properly trained center back. So, I need to see Gatti play with Bonucci, Rugani, even though he sucks, or Bremer. I want to see a partnership being molded. I want to see how he reacts to a better center back, and I expect that against Barcelona on Tuesday. For Fagioli, he was anonymous for like the first 10 minutes, and then he started to gain some traction. He's aesthetically pleasing on the ball, of course. He's aesthetically pleasing on the ball, tidy, passes accurate, creative. Didn't really see it last night, but athletically slow. He's slow. There was a race between him and one of the Chivas players, and he just looks really slow. It was weird. That doesn't mean he's what's it called? It doesn't mean he's quick, or it does not mean he's not quick. He's just sprinting wise, he's not the fastest guy, which was kind of shocking to me. But he can do roulettes all over the pitch, and it works out. So good for him. And he almost scored that long range goal. We will get into Ravella, Fagioli a little bit later. But I'm going to read some of your flops of the match. I see, Pellegrini, not good at all. Keane, not good. Rugani, I mean, he was fine. He was Rugani. Danilo was bad. Zakaria was bad. Quadrado was bad. Yep. Yeah, I agree with most of you guys. Yeah. I agree. Okay. For the flops. So, that's what Max Allegri had to say. Some of what he had to say about the match yesterday. Again, it was 90 minutes of Juventus football, 45 minutes for the players each. And McKennie did not play. Vlahovic did not play. Bonucci didn't play. Raffaello Franco's asking, what about Alexandro? How did he play? Alexandro, if he went to the Mexican Apertura, he would be the best player in that league. He was fine. He was good. But again, we even saw last year, from like this time until mid-September maybe, Alexandro was one of our best players. And then he just fell off a cliff. So maybe he's just preseason Sandro, and that's what it is. and then he might fall off a cliff again. So I think the left back position, I think we all agreed last night, Justin, Ale, and myself, we all watched the game. We did the watch along together. I think it's pretty evident that we need a left back. We need to improve that position because Pellegrini was horrendous last night. He gave the ball away needlessly. Yes, he got bigger physically, but at the end of the day, it does not matter. If you can't play football, what's the point of working out? Go be a fitness model. So I don't get it. Same with Keane at that point. Keane and Pellegrini came into this preseason absolutely yoked out of their minds, but the footballing ability is still not there, or the brain at least. So there you go. Again, we have 48 people watching, only 17 likes. Let's get those up, please. If we get 69 likes, we will have Nicolo Zaniolo join the club. The 69 likes has been working on this channel, so let's keep it going. And I'm doing this strictly for Justin. I personally don't... to be honest... All right, let's throw this up there for a sec. Boom. Watching last night... I'll put this to the chat as well. Watching last night, before we get to the Fagioli and Rovella stuff. Watching last night... Do we desperately need Zaniolo to come in and play as a left winger or a right winger and Di Maria switches? Is Zaniolo desperately needed at this point? Seeing Keane play there, Compagnon scored as a left winger. Atlas is already saying no. David Bowman's already saying no. Okay. So, let me know, everyone in the chat though, still. The question's still up in the air. Do we not desperately? Do we need Nicolo Zaniolo? I'm gonna take this press down because it seems to me that if we are playing with a front three, Moise Keane, he's not that guy in left wing. We had him there a couple times last season. His decision making is not there, and it's not come over into the season. It's not changed coming over into this preseason, at least. He doesn't know when to attack, and he doesn't know when to go back and use his support. He's got all the tricks in the book, in the world. He's got the step overs, he's got the roulettes, he's got the behind the leg Rabona. He's got all that. He's got all the tricks. It's when he chooses to go at defenders or when he chooses to go back. There are some times yesterday, Ale and I pointed out, Justin was away for a bit, where Keane would take his guy on, do 5 step overs, and he was going 1-on-3. That's not the time you take someone on. When he had the opportunity to go 1v1 against someone, he turned back and he passed it backwards and totally killed the play or the momentum going forward. So Keane could be honestly, he's got all the tools except for the decision making at this point. He's got all the tools to be a good left winger. He does. An attacking left winger. But at this point in time, he just doesn't have the brain capacity to do it. And he's not consistent enough to do it. So let's read what everyone's saying. So after Dave, he said no. KLK also said no. Giovanni said yes. Lester said no. Yuki said no. No matter the player, it's still Allegri style, 1 goal and then defense. Sonny's saying we need a left winger. Zaniolo's not a left winger. Ryan S is saying I don't know, but we need someone on the left wing. Either Morata or Zaniolo would be fine. Raven said if the option is Keane or Zaniolo, it's a no-brainer. Some people it's not a no-brainer, obviously. So yeah. So that was a little issue we had out there. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this and I'm gonna keep reiterating. First game against Chivas Guadalajara in Vegas after 36 hours 36 hours we got to Vegas and then we played a game. So we'll move on. We'll get into... Okay, Life's Crazy makes a decent point. He was trying to switch the play a lot. He did make a nice diagonal ping out to Di Maria, and he made a couple more decisive passes in our neutral third. Ben is asking, why do I want to sell them? Why do you want to sell them? Huh. I haven't said I want to sell anybody yet. And then Edgar's asking, he's Icardi Man 69. How many likes for Icardi? 17,000. 17,000 likes on this video, and we'll go get Icardi. So there you go. We'll move on. We'll move on to the Fagioli and Rovella talk now, because I've seen some crazy things on Twitter. I've seen some crazy things. I've seen compilations of 45 minutes of football against Chivas. And it's crazy. Yes, was Rovella good? He was. He was fine. He was the best player in the second half, maybe with Bremer, for Juventus. Was Fagioli good? He was one of the better players in the first half for Juventus. So, I get why people are overhyping, but I said this on our live on Friday evening. On Friday evening, I said this on our live. I said, if Rovella and Fagioli can produce 135 minutes of consistent good play in this preseason, they will last until August. They will. That's just a fact. They won't get loaned out or sold after the trip. So right now, they checked off 45 minutes. They've checked off 45 minutes. Good for them. They kept up. They did well. They still have to play Barcelona and Real Madrid. They need to continue with 90 more minutes of football. What I was more impressed with, to me, I was more impressed with Rovella than Fagioli. And by more impressed, I don't mean like this much compared to that much. I mean, I was marginally more impressed with Rovella, because he played with worse players. I'll say younger players, not worse players. He played with younger players, and he played in a position where we debated yesterday if we should get Paredes. The register role. He played that role pretty well. He looked for the ball. He was busy. He recovered a lot of balls, and he kept possession. Did he make some mistakes? Absolutely. Absolutely he did, but that's fine. He was busy, though. For the most part, his defensive positioning was okay. It was okay. I'm not going to say either or here. It was okay. But again, we played Chivas Guadalajara B team, and he played for 45 minutes. Does that mean we need Paredes? Does that mean we should move on from Rovella? Again, let's watch the preseason. I am in favor of a Paredes player profile type. A guy who can defend well in front of his back four and keep the ball nice and simple and win and play forward. We have to also acknowledge that Rovella played half a season with Genoa and then was injured for the rest. So maybe, and I'm thinking coach right now, I'm thinking Allegri coach. Maybe Rovella goes out on loan again to play a full season with a Verona. I'm not saying I would do it. I'm just saying what Allegri and the management are thinking. Could be thinking. Justin has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on. Don't worry about Justin. The register role is very important to Max Allegri. Rovella did a good job last night. Locatelli did fine as well. He was anonymous, but he broke up play and he kept the ball. Fine. I don't want him there. I don't want Locatelli there. It was pretty evident last night. I want Locatelli beside Paul Pogba with a dude behind them. And also, if Justin tuned in on time, he would have heard that I want 69 likes again for Zaniolo. just for him. Anyway, going on to Fagioli. He's a homegrown player. He was good last night. Fine, like I said. I don't know if there's enough space for him on the team right now. Should there be? Absolutely. Like, you have to, like, Arthur needs to go yesterday. Ramsey needed to be terminated a month ago. And Rabiot just needs to go back to France. Those three are evident. They need to go. That still leaves us with 7 midfielders. That still leaves us, if those three left, that still leaves us with Zakaria, McKennie, Pogba, Locatelli, Moretti, Fagioli, Rovella. That's still 7. That's too many. That's too many. I don't know if Allegri is going to want to keep 7 midfielders. I personally wouldn't keep 7 midfielders because those 3 youngsters will not get many minutes. Unless there's injuries, of course. If there's injuries, then yeah, they'll get minutes. And then there's way more depth than last year. But at the same time, are you stalling progression with these young 3 players if you keep them on the roster and you don't really play them because there's no injuries and you just play Pogba, Locatelli, Mac? Because that's what Agressi's reporting the lineup will be. We're almost at 30 likes. We're almost 30 minutes into the show. Let's get to 69. Anyway, we'll continue on and we'll plug in. We'll stop the Fagioli and Rovella prop for a second. And we'll do our Pogba jersey giveaway. Speaking about Pogba, Dennis, one of our members, saying we have Pogba in the midfield, so there will be injuries. So, Dennis, you're automatically out of the giveaway. I'm kidding. But consider joining the giveaway. You can win it and enter yourself by subscribing to the channel if you haven't. Tagging yourself in the tweet. You can find the tweet on our Bianconeri Zone account, at Bianconeri Zone on Twitter. Retweet it, tag a friend, all that stuff. You'll be entered for a Paul Pogba home jersey giveaway. I believe it's the home jersey. Or it might be your choice. That black kit looked clean last night. It looked really good. So consider doing that if you want a Paul Pogba jersey. And further to that, consider becoming a member. Oh my God, I'm going to screw this up again, aren't I? No, I'm not. Consider becoming a member. We got 3 tiers. Premium Lounge Club. You have a better chance of winning a Paul Pogba jersey. If you are a premium member, you get 5 times the chance of winning. You get 5 entries. So consider doing that. And if you become a member, like a bunch last night did, I have this now, finally, the Members Prediction League. The Members Prediction League is something we're introducing this year. It's new. The first place of this prediction league gets an official jersey of your choice. Second place gets a $50 or €50, not dollar, €50 Juventus Store gift card. And third place gets a 1-year free membership. Ain't that neat? Ain't that neat? So there you go. Somebody asked me what the topic was. The topic is about, right now, Rovella and Fagioli's place on the squad. So again, we'll go back into, we have currently, as things stand, 10 central midfielders in the squad. And Unholy Fun's asking who did the membership giveaway. Alejandro did one last night during the match, during the watch along. And you happened to win. So say thanks to Alejandro. Going back to our problem in midfield, 10 central midfielders. That's a problem. We need to cut that down to 6, ideally, for a good squad composition. Out of those 10 midfielders, who needs to go? I think the 3 obvious ones are Rabiot, Arthur, and Ramsey. Who's the 4th? People are going to say Zakaria based on last night. And fine, that's their opinion. So, You guys let me know in the chat who's the fourth member of that 10 center midfield group we want out the door. Is it Zakaria? Is it McKennie? Is it Moretti, Rovella, Fagioli? Because it's definitely not Pogba and Locatelli. I'll tell you that. Shervin wants Rovella out. Dennis wants Zach out. I think financially speaking, Elias is asking why 4 isn't 3 enough. If we sell 3 midfielders out of the 10, we have 7. That's a lot. That's a lot. 7 midfielders is 1 too many. So financially speaking, I'm getting my train of thought back. Financially speaking, Rovella is a good candidate to sell because you'll get lots of money for him. You'll get a good profit on the Zakaria if you sell him. Ramsey, you're terminating his contract, so you lose there, but it's a win because he's not on your team. Rabiot, no idea what's going to go on with him. If it's a net positive anyway because we got him for free. So if you sell him for like $2, you get something. And then Arthur Melo, we're going to take a loss. So if Juventus wants to think financially, the candidates are Rovella, Fagioli, and Zakaria to maximize the most profits possible. Going back into the chat for a second, Anthony Schifano is saying Moretti out on loan. David Bowman saying Fagioli needs to go. He is technically ready, but not physically. Okay. That's a hot take. But again, I get the physically part because maybe the speed isn't there. Sonny's saying loan Fagioli. Role-wise, Rovella is needed more. That's a good point. If we get Paredes, then loan both. That's fine too. We need to renew Fagioli's contract if we want to loan him. So that needs to get done because that hasn't been officially done yet. Elias is asking, does loaning Moretti count? Yeah, it does. If you loan someone out, that means they're technically not sold, but like they're off the team for this year. So loaning them counts. We should loan both Moretti and Fagioli and keep Rovella. And that's an option too. The thing is, Allegri really likes Moretti. He hyped them up. He hyped them up for a while now. As I forget who, Sonny pointed out, Rovella's needed more. He fits the register role well. I'll say well. Fagioli seems to be the odd man out here, but they all have something going for them. Moretti has the coach's backing, and he's homegrown. Fagioli has homegrown back going for him, and Rovella has positioning going for him. They all have something going for them to stay. Now, I don't know who's going to actually stay. Again, you can't base your judgment off 45 minutes of football against Chivas Guadalajara in July in Las Vegas. You can't. I'm sorry. Luca Clemenza scored a goal against Benfica, bar down, and was just sold to some random team. I forget. So we can't, like in a previous preseason, we can't base 45 minutes of football against Chivas Guadalajara. If you have consistent performances of that level and your next opponents are Real Madrid and Barcelona, then we can start talking. Kamal saying, I think we should keep him and Moretti. Again, we need... Lots of stuff needs to happen in order for all these guys to stay. Anthony Schifano saying Rovella made mistakes, but really showed strides as a capable regista, especially playing alongside two non-existent Mazzalas last. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Sule was playing as a Mazzala. I think he was playing more as a 8.5-ish, like a Trequartista more. Definitely wasn't a 10 either, so it was weird. I think we did a 4-2-3-1 in the second half with Zach beside Rovella, but Zach was non-existent. Zach sucked. Can you blame him though? He played with, I don't know. Easy Ambrose said, Fagioli said he won't go out on loan. It's either they keep him or they let him go. Listen, Fagioli's going to do what the club tells him to do. He's still 21 years old. If he really wants to leave, then he's going to leave, and we'll sell him for 15 mil. Ryan S. is saying, if we get Paredes, then we have to sell Ravella and either McKennie or Zakaria. Yeah. Maybe you sell. So it dawned on me last night, and Justin and I were talking about this last night during the watch along. It wouldn't be the worst move in the world to insert Zakaria in a Zaniolo swap. And I'm not. Again, the biggest issue for me with Zaniolo was positioning and cost and injuries. So there's three massive things. So with Zakaria being inserted into a deal for Zaniolo, cost automatically goes down, and you fix another position with the number of players in that position. You send one midfielder out the door who hasn't been very, he hasn't fit. He hasn't fit in Juventus' scheme and Allegri's plans. Zakaria, we're talking about right now. He hasn't fit into Allegri's plans since he's arrived. And I'm not saying go get Zaniolo. I'm not. But the idea of Zakaria plus a little bit of money for Zaniolo, I'd think about definitely. So Anthony's saying Soulé was playing as an attacker and Compagnon was out on the left wing. Compagnon was out on the left wing for the majority of the game. And Soulé was in the middle, drifting. And then Easy Ambrose is saying, Roma said they don't want any players, they only want cash. Good for them. Zaniolo only wants Juventus. So, we'll see what happened. Dennis is asking what the deal is, Zach plus how much. I don't know. It won't be that much more. It'll probably be like 10 maybe. But I'd think about that. Kamal saying, I'm happy Rabiot and Arthur didn't travel with the team because these 3 games we will see Fagioli and Ravella so much. And after these games we will see which one is capable. That's exactly it. Couldn't agree more. Kamal. Couldn't agree more. It's very critical that Ravella and Fagioli get another 90 minutes under their belts. 45 and 45. It's very critical that happens this week. Alex Azuri, love from Bangladesh. Thank you. Appreciated. So I want to, before we continue, that was the Ravella and Fagioli talk. Let me stress my point again. We can't make these grand accusations, these grand hot takes based off of 45 minutes. Fagioli, he was fine. I'd give him a 6.5, 6 yesterday. Ravella, I'd give him the exact same score. They were fine. They looked like they could be part of the team. They didn't look out of place. Ravella filling in a role that we desperately need. Fagioli playing, giving something different as a Mezzala that we haven't seen in a couple years. So A+ or A to them. Good for them. That has to continue now against Barcelona, against Real Madrid. What's Fagioli going to look like against Camavinga instead of G. Garcia? What's Ravella going to look like against Pedri instead of number 65 Bouquet from Chivas? We will see. We'll see what happens. It's a good start, though. We're going to go on to a current update on our transfers ins and outs. So I'm going to share Transfer Market's website, and then we'll get into the Mercato a bit. So as you can see, these are the first team ins. So Bremer, Chiesa, Cambiaso, Pogba, Di Maria, and Moretti have all transitioned into the Juventus first team. 41 mil. It doesn't add bonuses here, but Bremer is, it's 41 plus 8. And then Chiesa's obligation was triggered for 40 mil. Cambiasso was purchased for 8.5 million, and a Dragusin loan out to Genoa. Pogba for free. Angel Di Maria for free, and obviously Moretti for free. So there's that. And we scroll down to the outgoings. We see we've sold De Ligt, Demiral, Mandragora, Giacomo Vrioni for for 98 million or something. And then obviously Dybala's gone to Roma, Bernardeschi to Toronto, Douglas Costa to LAFC, Douglas Costa to the Galaxy, Chiellini to the LAFC, Cambiasso's got on loan to Bologna, Dragusin to Genoa, Frabotta to Lecce, whoever Stefano Gori is, no idea, Ranocchia to Monza, and Morata back home to Atletico Madrid. Stay tuned on Morata, though. Yeah, David Bowman saying how much would we be paying right now for Kit. To be honest, you could definitely argue that we wouldn't be paying that much because of the torn ACL, or would we even be going in for him? But if he was full and healthy, I think we'd be paying like top dollar for him. So we'll move on to the U23 setup. Oops. No, I gotta go up. Sorry. So the U23 setup, they've acquired Felix Nwanzago. He just moved up from the U19 team, and same with Zomber Sanko. Both decent contributors. Both decent contributors from the youth league run that made it to the semifinal or the final. I forget. It's not the semifinal or final. I forget what they did. And then you can see who we've let go from the squad. We've sold. Well, Barewato's gone to Pisa. Matteo Brunori's gone to Palermo for some small fees. Franco Israel's gone to Sporting Lisbon. Luca Clemenza, as I mentioned before, went to Pescara and Serie C. Oh my God. Giuseppe Leone's left on a free. Felipe Cari's left on a free. And some people I've never heard of left on a free. Oh, and Zolan left. Interesting. Did not know that one. Coney De Winter's gone on loan. Nicolas Gaviglia's got on loan. So Coney De Winter got a good loan out. Coney De Winter went to Empoli. Nicolas Caviglia has gone to Serie B side Suritrol. I don't know who Lungoyi is. Alessandro Di Pardo has gone to Cagliari, Serie B team. These are all on loans, by the way. As you can see, it's on the middle kind of your screen there. Albion Haidari, who is decent in the youth team. He's gone to Lugano on a loan. And obviously Moretti's gone up. So Juventus are on net spend in a positive state for both, and in a healthy state in terms of finances for both setups right now. We'll go to the Primavera, so the youth team. We've made a signing for the youth, a couple signings. We signed a player for €1 million, 17 years old, Ivano Serdok. If anybody can tell me who Ivano Serdok is, you win. Because I have no idea who that is. And then obviously we signed the young Bayern Munich kid, Kenan Yildiz. In terms of sales for this, I'm not even sure. Wait, Kibotso was only a loan? Didn't we sell him? Oh well. So Angelo Kibotso has gone to Amiens in Ligue 2. Kind of weird. And yeah. Oh, and Irvin Omic. He was the captain, I'm pretty sure. He went to Wolfsburger on a free transfer. Interesting. So that's that. That's where we are currently. Life's Crazy saying Serdok is just like Lewandowski. Wow. Imagine that. Makes you think. So that's good. Oh, he's lying. He made that up. Nice one. Good for you. Life's crazy. Too funny. Anyways, we got 57 people. Like the video, please. Get in your Mercato questions now. We're leaving the last 20 minutes or so for the Mercato. If we get 69 likes, we will get a Zaniolo in this transfer season. But in terms of last night, fine. The game was fine. It was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be. There was no surprises. The young players that I thought needed to be good, they were fine. Sule was a bit invisible. Compagnon barely touched the ball, but he scored. Okay, let's take a sec. Let's take a sec to talk about Kudryk, number 34. He was the striker in the second half. He sucked. Like, what was going on? This is what why bring that guy? Why bring this guy on tour? What turned Allegri's head so much about this Kudryk guy that he needed to bring him on tour? Like, I know we shouldn't justify 45 minutes on but this is different. Like, he's not good. Kudryk, oh man, I couldn't get over that. Every time he tried to tackle someone, he rugby tackled them. I don't even think he touched the ball. It was impressive that Barbieri was okay as a right back, so that was good. A little bit erratic, and his positioning was weird. But, Barbieri was fine. Look for him in the U23 setup, the U19 setup in the future. Upcoming season. I think Ake should just be sold at this point. He's nothing more than just really deep squad depth. Just get 2-3 million for him and sell him on. That's what I would do. Again, Compagnon seems to be a clutch player. Scored a big goal for the U23s last year. You see him pop up in the youth setup, and then he scores in his first appearance this year in preseason. Some kids just have it. Justin saying Kudryk was a Make-A-Wish kid and you're crushing him. Hey. Mr. Dax, one of our members, saying Kudryk, example of Brexit tackles. Forza Juve is asking about the young Turk we just signed from Bayern. I said Kenan Yildiz. Signed him for free. He was on the Primavera squad or list that I just had up. Watch some tape and film on him. He dribbles. He's powerful. He's very powerful, but he loses the ball quite a bit. Dennis is saying Roma's looking good if they keep Big Z. Nah, it's Roma. Elias is asking, what do we need to do about the forwards? We need more quality players. We definitely need a Vice Vlahovic. It's pretty obvious because at this point, Allegri is playing De Graca and Kudryk. Obviously, in the event that Chiesa does come back, Keane would be the Vice Vlahovic. So that's not... When I say it's not the worst, it could be worse. It could be worse. Like, you could literally have Kudryk playing instead of Keane. So Keane is better than Kudryk. I think that's obvious. And De Grazia. So I think we definitely need another attacker. If the attacker can be a player that can play on the left and through the middle, that's an added bonus. So automatically the name that comes to mind is Morata for me. But if you're looking for a proper number 9 backup, then you're looking at Arnautovic, you're looking at Belotti, you're looking at Morata, or you keep Keane. I think whenever you're looking for a backup substitute player, you just got to let the market come to you at this point. Because if you're actively seeking out a backup player and you're trying to pay top dollar for that, and when I mean top dollar, like 10 to 15 million euros on a backup player is still a lot of money. I don't think you do that. I think if Belotti's agents come to you and say, hey, can Belotti come for $2.5 million? I still don't want Belotti because I think he's ass, but I think he has lost all his technical ability and his physical ability is deteriorating immensely, and that's all he was good for anyway. So I think just similar profile. Like if Arnautovic's agents came to Juventus and said, "Hey, you can get Arnautovic for $4 or $5 million," you do that. So that's my opinion on the backup role. Ryan S. is saying, don't forget we have Cuadrado, Chiesa, and Sule. Yeah. Can any of them play as a backup forward? But then I just said Keane could do that if he doesn't leave. So, yeah, there are some solutions, but could we add another good piece? We could. Kamal saying, after yesterday I think we need a player like Zaniolo or Kostic on the left who can score and run and provide assists. So I'm going to kill the Kostic narrative there. Kostic is going to West Ham, firstly. Secondly, Kostic cannot score as frequently as a left winger should, nor can he beat his man as a left winger should. So let's kill the narrative that Kostic is a prime left winger. He is a different type of player. Zaniolo, I will give you, but again, I still have my cons about Zaniolo. I still have 3. So we'll see what happens. Again, Justin put this perfectly. It's halftime in the Mercato season. I'm going to steal that from him for the rest of the time, or the rest of the Mercato. It's still halftime, and we still need to see how this tour goes, make assessments on sales, move players where they need to be moved, and then react or be proactive and get players in. Mr. Dax is saying we need a left back, but what left back? There's no good options that are on sale, and the good ones are very expensive, or their clubs aren't willing to sell them. I'm going to say there's one player that could be had for cheap, I guess, at this moment, and it's Angelino from Red Bull Leipzig, but I do not think Allegri will want that player. That's my gut feeling. Salvatore Guardi is asking about Belotti. I just gave my opinion. I think I don't think, like, Belotti is a dumpster fire. If we thought Keane was bad, like, Belotti can't even hold the ball up. So Belotti, you can't even touch the ball. His touch is as good as this brick wall beside me. Ryan S. is saying, for me, Morata as a left wing and Arnautovic as a vice Vlahovic, but we need to buy Keane for 30 mil and swap him with Paredes, but I guess we are stuck with Keane. Yeah, stuff's going to happen. We still have a month. We still have a month and a week. Stuff is going to happen still. I looked at the schedule today. We have 4 games. We have 4 games before September 1st. That's crazy. Like 4 Serie A games, sorry. So like 10.5% of our season will be completed before the Mercato ends. That's crazy. You're basically throwing away a tenth of your season without your squad being complete. David Bowman's asking, if Morata comes back, do you still see us playing a 4-3-3? I saw Allegri talking about Di Maria as an attacking mid 4-4-2. So yesterday, we started, the first 15 minutes, we started with what exactly I predicted would happen, which is Empoli match day 2 last year, 4-3-1-2, but instead of McKennie being the attacking midfielder, it was Di Maria. And Di Maria buzzed all over the place, left, right, centrally. And De Grazia and Keane. Well, Keane would spread out to the left. DeGrazia would play a little bit more central, but kind of go to the right more. However, we started out that way, but then after like 10, 15 minutes, it reverted back to a 4-3-3. So I think it's flexible and fluid. I think if you get Morata, he can do that left wing / striker role as well. And you saw it last year. Justin saying, I don't like the idea of Belotti, but the idea of free I'm sure is appealing to Juventus. Yeah, absolutely. And they'll probably say to you, hey, he's Italian and he's won a Euro Cup and he's scored many goals in Serie A before, which he has. All those things are true, except he has deteriorated as a player for the past couple seasons. Raven saying, we didn't spend any money for anyone so far. For Bremer, we had money from De Ligt. Yeah, I agree. I just showed you the net spend. We have plus 9 million of net spend. So technically, we've not spent a dime. We've actually made money. So there you go. Sam McAuliffe is saying Zaniolo could play as a false 9 if we get him. Okay, Sam McAuliffe. You just spent 75 million for Vlahovic, but you're going to make Zaniolo play as a false 9? That doesn't make sense. Vlahovic is starting. Raven is saying, imagine next year we will have again so many holes, right back, left back, center back, winger. Those are the current holes we have now. So might as well address a couple, and then next year actually it's going to be a lot nicer. Next year is going to be a lot nicer because you'll save the 6 mil. Sandro, he'll be gone. Contract is over. Rabiot will definitely be gone by that point. 7 mil you get. Ramsey, well, I think Ramsey's going to be gone regardless. And one other big name contract is gone. I think it's Rabiot, Sandro. Is it Rugani? I forget. Anyway, there's going to be 2 massive contracts gone at least. Oh, yeah, Raven's saying Rugani. You can just fill those gaps in by signing other... that's fine. Next year will be fine. Oh, Cuadrado. Yes, Cuadrado as well. Maybe Justin's guy Barbieri makes the team next year. 48 likes only. We got 60 people in here. Please get to 69 likes and we get Zaniolo. Or if you don't want Zaniolo, that's cool too. It's up to you guys. You guys make the transfers happen here at the Bianconeri Zone. Consider becoming a member as well and all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that. I'm not as good as Justin when promoting that stuff. But I did it halfway through the show, so we're good. I covered my bases. Ryan S. brings up a point saying, I wouldn't mind Arthur in a swap deal with Gabriel. I don't think any Juventus fan would mind that. You know who would mind that? Arsenal fans and Arsenal. So I don't think we're swapping Arthur with Gabriel, even though the idea would be okay for us. Also, when we do the lives on the weekend, there's not really much going. There's not much going on in terms of transfer activity. A weird one, though, with Koundé. Can anyone tell me? I know it's a Juventus channel. Does anyone feel slighted by what Barcelona is doing? Does anyone feel cheated? Because I looked at their potential roster today. Apparently, they were the most broke club possible But because of these levers that they're choosing to act on by selling their TV rights to third parties, they're just able to spend 50 plus million on 3 different players. They're able to get Lewandowski. They're able to get Rafinha, who I don't think is 65 million, but they're still able to spend that much coin on a player without selling. They've only sold Coutinho so far. And now they're about to sign Jules Koundé. I don't like. It doesn't make sense to me, because how do you go from being broke to selling some TV rights? Is it that easy to be able to spend money? And people are saying they're taking a big gamble. Are they taking a big gamble though? Because by doing this, they get better. They might win the La Liga. Ryan S is saying Koundé will not go to Barcelona. Listen, Chelsea had their bid accepted 3 days ago, and he's still not there. And now I'm going to ask you all this question, because we make fun of Barcelona for being broke, but then we see what they're doing and how they're being able to fix their team. If Juventus were in the same... Well, if Juventus had the opportunity to sell TV rights like Barcelona did and use financial levers to get money like they did, would you be okay with Juventus doing that? I'm not saying buy Lewandowski for 50 mil, buy Rafinha for 65, and buy Koundé for 50. I'm not saying that, but are you willing to allow Juventus to do this? Would you be happy with if Juventus did this? Norbert, you said they had no other option, but I'm saying if Juventus was in the exact same situation, I wouldn't be happy with it either. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Again, they're spending money. And Lewandowski is a great signing, I get it. But they're spending 65 million on Rafinha and 50 million on Jules Koundé. Are those 2 players going to get them over the top to where they need to be to get the money back? Massive gamble, like you said. I don't know if Juventus... I couldn't... I'd be scared if Juventus did that. I'd be really scared. Very, very scared. Plus, they had Kessie on a free. Plus, they had Christensen on a free. But all that money accounts for something. We'll see what transpires with them. But it's just an interesting question, because I see a lot of their fans. Oh, and Mario Theophanis makes a great point too. And they signed €55 million for Ferran Torres, who's now a sub player. I would be scared if I was one of their fans, but their fans are puffing out their chests and saying, "Look at us." And that could backfire on them. Could backfire on them for sure. So that's why I don't know, as a Juventus fan, if I'd be able to do that. But we're not Barcelona. We are Juventus. We do... I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Juventus follows the rules to an extent. Like, we do some on paper sketchy deals, but like buying Arthur for 72 and selling Pjanic for 60, that was legal. It was legal. Juventus do stuff by the books, which is fine. But Barcelona, they're doing stuff by the books, but it's sketchy. It is sketchy. At the end of the day, though, are you guys... I'm going to ask this one question and then we'll leave. We'll leave it on that. We're at 53 likes. Let's push them up a bit more. Would you rather be... Sorry, how am I going to phrase this? Do you feel more comfortable in the hands of Arriva Bene, Cherubini, and Agnelli than a guy like Laporta running the club? Mr. Dax, go on Twitter or Instagram and reach out to Alejandro or the Bianconeri Zone to get you into the Discord. Because I have no idea how to do that. But I can point you in the right direction. Yeah, and I think that was an easy question I asked you because both management styles, though, are doing whatever it takes to make their clubs go to the top. They are. Realistically, that's what they're doing. Like, Laporta is doing stuff for Barcelona that he's trying to make them go to the top. Is he making all the right decisions? Yeah, we'll find out. Is Arriva Bene and Cherubini making all the right decisions? We'll soon find out. It's the exact same, but it's two different scales. I just wanted to put into perspective other clubs. When people were making fun of Juventus or calling out Juventus's management, it's all about perspective because you see other clubs where they're at. And I know people are supposed to be solely focused on Juventus, but at the same time, you gotta say, hey, Arriva Bene, Cherubini, they're doing a great job molding this team and fixing the finances at the same time. Barcelona, they're doing some crazy shit. Man United, I don't even know what they're doing. They're trying to sign a player that doesn't want to come for 2 months. So when you stack Juventus up against the other big clubs in the world, are we as well run as a Man City? No. Do we have the financial power as Man City? No. But still, for what we are, for what we have at our disposal, yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing very well. So props to Cherubini, props to the management here. Let's see if it can continue for the last month and a bit. Raven saying just give them time. If they go like this, imagine where we can be in the next few years. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now, even if you look at Chelsea, the new owner, Todd Boehly. If you look at Todd Boehly, he's been running around Europe trying to sign players. He's gotten 2. He's gotten Raheem Sterling, who literally just wanted to move to London. And you got Koulibaly, who no other team could get him. And he didn't want Juventus because he didn't want to upset Napoli. So Todd Boehly, new guy, has dollar bills to spend. Missed out on Koundé, Dembele, Lewandowski, and did I say? Rafinha, sorry. So, take a look across Europe. Is Bayern Munich doing things? Bayern Munich's a well-run club. They are. Real Madrid, well-run club. Man City, well-run club. If we're and you look at even in Serie A, Inter, shambles. Inter are in shambles. That guy, their owner's getting sued. Milan, they just changed over ownership and they haven't signed a player yet. Maybe they're getting De Ketelaere. Good for them. They won't spend another $3 million to get him. So if we take a look around Europe and you see the transfer or the turnover that's happened since, let's say, January 1st, because Juventus have made one mistake since January 1st, and that's re-signing De Sciglio. Our club is in the top tier for management style, being how the club is being run. They're chopping the wage bill. They're getting better players. And they're improving. Stylistically on the pitch, that's another question to be answered. Stylistically on the pitch, that's not up to management. Forza Juve, I think you're a bit butthurt. Bayern Munich's a well-run club. Like, they are. So I think we're going to end it off on that. Oh, we're getting one more question. I see one more question, though, from Misak. Julian, what do you think about Gaia from Valencia or Guerrero from Dortmund as left-backs? I think Gaia might be a little bit better than Guerrero in terms of straight-up defending. But Guerrero can add something in terms of quality in the final third. He's a goal-scoring left-back. I know you don't want a goal-scoring left-back. Well, you want one, but like it's not the main priority for a left-back. But he can add some offensive spark in the final third. It's just a matter of can he defend. I wouldn't mind Guerrero. Again, he's aging. Not aging. He's 27, 28 now. So if I guess for 10 to 15 mil, yeah, buy him. In Gaia, I think he's a little bit better than Guerrero defensively, but I don't know. If Gaia can't replace Jordi Alba in the Spanish national team, I think there's a problem. Oh, now we're getting some good questions in. We should keep it going for a bit longer. Okay, we'll keep it going for a bit longer. I got to do stuff today. Anthony Francesco's asking, do you think Sandro will have a bounce-back season? I think he'll be able to start again, but not to the lengths of the skill he had 4 years ago. That's a lot of faith in Alexandro. I think if you have the opportunity to replace him now, do it. I think if you have the opportunity to replace Alexandro with a player who makes less money and does just even marginally better than Alexandro, you have to do it. So let's say a guy like Guerrero is available for 15 million euros. Is he better than Alexandro? Yes. Will he want 6 million a year? Probably not. Do you make that transaction? You have to look at it. That's my opinion. I think that's a pretty obvious opinion. But then you have to think about, is Guerrero the guy for the future when he's 27, 28? Justin's becoming a bot for likes. But yeah, let's put him up there. Right beside LA. Or that. Bernardo Silva equals the GOAT is saying we should sign Pau Torres. To be honest, well, I'll ask you this. I'll give you a hypothetical here. If Juventus signed Zaniolo, Pau Torres, and let's say Guerrero, those three, or left back, an improvement on left back, even a marginal improvement on left back. So Pau Torres, Zaniolo, and marginal improvement on left back. And they were able to sell or get rid of, let's say, Arthur, Ramsey, Rabiot. Would you guys accept that for the rest of the season or the rest of Mercato? I think it's pretty obvious. That would cost a lot of money, though. Pau Torres would be 40 to 50 million. Zaniolo would be a loan, as Justin wants to put it nicely. And what's it called? The left back or replacement would be 10 to 15. But then you sell some players out, and apparently we have some money to spend. So maybe it's doable. But at the end of the day, I don't think we're getting another center back because Rugani's not leaving. At the end of the day, I don't think we're getting the left back because... Actually, you know what? I just changed my mind on the left back. I think we will get a left back because Alejandro mentioned something about watch out for a left back from Agresti. You need 10 more likes for Zaniolo. But Del Juve Piero saying, the issue with Zaniolo is that he's not really that young anymore. He's 23 and has barely had a standout season. Yeah, but if you look on Twitter.com and all of his comps for this preseason, he's been great. I'm kidding, obviously. I think Milan's losing to a really bad team right now. But yeah. Mr. Dax is asking, if you had to choose one left back in the whole world for Allegri, who would it be? Oh, we got a dislike. I don't know. Does that count? If we get 68 likes and 1 dislike, does that count as Zaniolo? No, Justin. Bremer was 69 likes as well. It was 60 for Koulibaly and 69 for Zaniolo, or for Bremer. Ryan says no. Ryan says no, the 68 plus 1 dislike won't count. That sucks. I guess we're not getting Zaniolo then. So going back to Mr. Dax's question about if you had to choose one left back in the whole world for Allegri, who would it be? I'm not trying to boost my country's ego. Alphonso Davies is the guy. Alphonso Davies is the guy, I'm sorry. He's not the best one-on-one defender, but if he does get beat, he's getting back there and he's coming back to help out. He is. That's it. Like, it's Alphonso Davies for me. One of the most fit fullbacks in the world. And Misak saying we need 100 million to get that guy. Mr. Dax said, if I had to choose one left back in the world, he never said it has to be this amount of money. But I would want Alphonso Davies. And then my uncle saying he has myocarditis. Yeah, but he's back now. He's fine. Ryan S. is saying, look who's back. Because I kept saying 69. Ben. Okay. Kamal saying Theo Hernandez from Milan. Nah, screw that guy. Ravens are always on the mark with the 84% match. He's ready to rock. Okay, so... Oh, we need 4 more likes. Should I just stay on for the 4 likes? Misak is saying Robertson for me is great. So, you think... Is Robertson not too much money? If we're just trying to be realistic, it's Davies. It's Davies over Robertson at this point. Alex is asking me the exact same question. Alex, who would you buy as fullbacks? Again, if I had infinite amount of money, I'd buy the best players available. But I don't have infinite amount of money, so I think it's Udogie at a realistic level. Even though he's talking to Lazio, you sniff around that. And I would say Molina 100%. But for a right back, that's affordable. I don't know. You like Wilfred Singo, eh, Misaki? He's a freak physically. Okay, so we'll do one last thing. We'll do one last thing for Ryan S. He's saying, who's a free agent next year as a fullback? Can you check on the transfer market, please? I can. Contracts ending. 2023, position, defenders, detailed. We'll look at right backs first. All age groups, show. It's just loading, guys. Oh my goodness, not many. We'll go to the screen here, our trusty dusty screen. We got Nelson Semedo, who's garbage. Diego Dallo, who's garbage. Mukiele, not good. Singo would be the best option at this point. Oh my. Oh my lord. This is a horrendous list of players at right back. Mr. Dax is asking, if we still had DeLitt, would you do a swap only DeLitt for Alphonso Davies, or would you take cash? I would take cash because we need a center back. And if we got DeLitt, we would still need to figure out another solution at center back when spend money. So these right backs are horrendous. Like wow. Yeah, let's go to left backs. I think Misak just did this, so I think he knows. Yeah, out of the list, it's definitely Singo. Left back, show. Ryan S is going for Semedo. I don't know. No, Semedo. I don't like Semedo. Okay, so as Misak's pointed out, Jose Gaia leads the list. This is a way better list. Oh, Luke Shaw stinks. Guerrero. Oh, he's 28. So there you go. Grimaldo. He's sex at defending. Ben Sabaini. He'd be a good get, as Justin would say. Is there any up-and-comers? Not really. I think Ridvan Yilmaz just changed teams. Oh, look at Alexandro. Yeah, right now, if you want to fill in a left-back spot, I think Misak already nailed it on the head. It's Gaia, Guerrero, Ben Sabaini at this point. Oops. Let's go back to this right. This right back is an absolute poop show. 2024. Let's see what happens. Pavard. Oh my goodness, it's horrible. Besides Trent Alexander-Arnold and besides Trent and Cancelo, is there any good right backs? Anyways, I think we'll wrap it up there for now. Oh, we still need 3 likes. Can someone just give us 3 likes? Please? 3 more? Do you consider Josh Kimmich still as a right back? Or, would you take Josh Kimmich as a right back? Oh, we got 72 now. Sonny, he's saying, since when do you want Zaniolo this bad? I just want people to like the video, to be honest, and I'm using it as bait. I just want you guys to like the video, so, and I'm doing it for Justin. Yeah, the Zaniolo thing is bait. But I got you guys to do it, 74. No, I'm kidding. Thank you all for liking the video. I appreciate it. Apparently, so according to our likes, we were getting Zaniolo though. So good for everyone. I gotta go do stuff. I gotta go call my father-in-law because I missed his call. So thank you all for watching today's show. Remember, yesterday we played Chivas, Guadalajara. Tuesday we play Barcelona, and then next Saturday we play Real Madrid. And that's our U.S. tour. Make your decisions collectively about these players on Saturday. Don't leave it up to last night against some Mexican B players. Don't leave it if they have an atrocious game against Barcelona. Make your judgments after Saturday. And there's my other cousin. You're too late, the Vits. But thank you all for watching. Follow Bianconeri Zone on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Bianconeri Zone. Follow Justin at Justin Sofro. Follow Alejandro at Alejandro BZ. And follow myself at Gennady151 for our takes on Juventus. Follow the account, obviously, for all the latest updates. And click like, subscribe to this channel. What's that? Sorry, I just saw something really weird about hockey. And yeah, stay tuned. I think a daily video will be coming up on the channel today. I don't know if Justin's going to work on that. I think he said he was last night. If not, I'm sorry I sewered you. But yeah, ciao for now. Peace out.